And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we have a delayed start. Maybe something involving Dalton Mobley. I apologize. He actually corrected me. It's Dalton Mobley, not Mobley, as we've been referring to him for a year and a half now. It is Mobley. And it looks like Ryan Samuelson has some damage prior to the beginning of the race. So I'm not entirely sure what happened, but the race was delayed. Samuelson has some damage. I think Mobley might be a little bit bent up on the front. Huh. Yeah, and in the 22 also. I'm not sure where Jameson Pearson got his damage, but he's looking a little bit beat up back there as well. Still have not... I'm going to try to find Dalton Mobley's car. Looks like he's all right, actually. And Michael Skinner coming across the radio saying that he got a 4X from whatever just occurred. And that leads into a good point, as we're going to take a look at the replay. So you can see there's the 77 just slow and off pace. The 16 had nowhere to go. The car's just building up that accordion effect behind him, and he got a nudge. And that was enough to cause some visual damage. I'm not sure what Dalton had going on there. I don't know if that was like a hardware failure of some sort, or maybe just a lapse in concentration. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, we finally got things sorted out, and the race is going to be underway as Jonathan Dulaney gets on that loud pedal right down to the apron, hugging that grass close as he can, and it's going to be a great jump. The driver of that number 9, he's going to leave Brandon Pierce about car length and a half behind him. And then, of course, the Apex driver, Cameron Stone, there in P3, running that DNQ podcast number 57. That's a new paint scheme. First time we've seen him debut a new paint scheme in quite a while. But up front, the leader is not running away with it. Looked like Brandon Pierce had a lot of entry speed. And right in the middle, the 38 was able to close in. But now, the 38 under fire from Cameron Stone as he's going to dive down low, making the move for P2. Looks like that car is dialed around the bottom. Actually had the chance to talk to Cameron Stone before this race, and he said his only goal going into tonight was to finish this race. He's come here twice in this league, and in both races, he has failed to get out of Stage 1. So he's been DNF'd out of the race before the end of Stage 1 in both prior appearances. Damaris is going to make his way down pit road this time, but actually, Bryson Hixenbaugh took the lead back on speed alone. So the 09 has not pitted yet, but Bryson was still able to pass him for the lead under green, and now he has reclaimed that top spot. He has roughly 24 laps, going to be 23 as they cross the line to the end of the stage. And of course, that's going to mean that Damaris has the freshest tires out of just about anybody in the last car to come down pit road. However, not going to be much time to do much with those fresh tires. So, interesting strategy. I think it was worth a roll of the dice. I mean, you never know if you're going to get a caution, if something's going to happen. As the 33, big walk-up down into the infield. Man, oh man. That could have been very big. And number 33 is going to be Chandler Hayden. That, to me, we're going to try to get a replay as soon as we can, as the caution flies just a few laps too late. A few laps too late for those drivers who stayed out and tried to wait for this caution, and it just didn't quite happen. That is a bad streak of luck there, as we do have the replay prepared. Here we're going to take a look at what happened to that 33. So he's coming out of turn 2. He's got the 22 in front of him, Jameson Pearson. And as he's coming down the straightaway, taps the wall down into the apron, locks up the tires, and not quite able to get the car corrected. He actually tows the car. Dulaney going to keep the car underneath him. Perfectly smooth 3 and 4. Whoa! And caution is out. It looks like it was right in front of Jonathan Dulaney. Not entirely sure what happened. We're going to try to identify that as quick as we can. Oh, it looks like Kyle Amoon and somebody else. That's Devin Medeiros in the 12. So Kyle Amoon and Devin Medeiros wrecking right in front of the leader as he was coming to win the stage. And with that caution, that ends the stage. So your final results for that stage are going to be Jonathan Dulaney getting himself some playoff points, Adam Benefiel, Jason S. Taylor going to be third, Brandon Pierce, Kevin Steele, Bryson Hixenbaugh, Brian Branham, Dakota Knoll, Chad Edwards, P9, and the final driver to get a bonus point is going to be Sean O'Brien Jr. in that number 65, roughly 6 seconds behind the leader. So, speaking of the race lead, let's go ahead and check back in our race leaders because that gap has deteriorated to nothing. 0.2 of a second now separate Jonathan Dulaney and Adam Benefiel. They are bumper to bumper working their way through the tri-oval. And we only have, as they cross the line this time, it's going to be 18 laps left in the stage. So getting towards the end of things, it's definitely go time for these drivers. And Jonathan Dulaney knows it. He is right on the bumper, the 83, trying to intimidate him there a little bit maybe. As they go into the corner, there goes Jonathan Dulaney down to the bottom. Now, we know the 83 is not as good up top as he is down low, so that's why you're seeing the 83 try to run that middle groove and maybe pinch the number 9 down as much as he can, because the 83 knows if he has to fully commit to that top line and run it, he's going to lose a lot of speed. That's not what his car was built for. That setup was built to run the bottom and run it well. So he's got to run that line. He's got to defend it best that he can. So far, he's doing a phenomenal job at it, but Jonathan Dulaney just on rails right now. As they both approach lap traffic, that could definitely come into play within the next lap or two. Jonathan Dulaney falling back a little bit through 3 and 4 there, but getting a good run out of the turn, possibly backing it up a little bit, cooling his tires down, going to make another charge at it. Definitely, I believe, the faster car at the moment, but just not quite able to make it in the pass. We go to our multi-cam with the 16 and the 17 on the bottom left of your screen. Those guys are battling it out. And I do believe that is going to be for the 15th position. I'm sorry. It looks like the 16 might be off pace. No, he's all right. He's all right. He looked a little slow through the travel, but I guess maybe he was just letting the 17 get a look there. Battles all over the track. Down beneath on the bottom left there, you can see Aaron Samuelson continuing to be involved in a battle as a 22. Big slide from the 22. Man, oh man, that was close as now. Here comes Jonathan Dulaney. Trying to make the pass for the lead. He's got it clear. He's going to throw this slide job, but does Adam Benefiel drive down the banking? Here he comes. Huge run from Adam Benefiel. He's going to get back on the outside. He is charging, trying to take that top spot back. As they go into turns 1 and 2, it's going to be door-to-door, near contact as they sail it into the turn. WR1 Sim Seats car, alongside Autism Awareness, trying to make the move. Side by side for the lead. We have 14 laps, actually 13 and a half laps left in the stage. And these guys are side by side for the lead. This is a race, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fantastic showing by both of these guys as he is going to get clear. Jonathan Dulaney right into the lead, not side by side, but for how long? Because here comes the 83 again, trying to charge another attack. Number 9 car, Jonathan Dulaney, he is still leading this thing, and the 83 falling back ever so slightly. He had his opportunity. The lap traffic did hold up the leader a little bit, but he just couldn't quite make the move. Jonathan Dulaney, this time for real, is going to cross the line for the end of the stage and grab himself some bonus points come playoff time. Looks like the running order for this stage, it's unofficial as some of these drivers are still working their way around the track. It's going to be Jonathan Dulaney, Adam Benefiel, Brian Branham, again with a top 3 in this stage, having a fantastic night, kind of silently having a great night. Kevin Steele, P4, RJ Root, P5, Cameron Stone, all the way back up to 6th, who, mind you, at the beginning of the stage, he was somewhere back in the 17th or 18th position, roundabout. So a great comeback up into 6th. Alex Princeton up to P7, Mason Lowry P8, Chad Edwards 9th, and Brandon Pierce actually wins the battle for that final stage point. We watched so much of those guys battling it out. Brandon Pierce, Bryce Hoffman, Jacob Adams, and Sean O'Brien all battling for the stage point. But at the end, Brandon Pierce with that DGR machine was able to take that position and bring it on home. Here we go. Here's a good corner for Jonathan Dulaney. Down on that white line. Is he going to slide up? No, he's not clear. He couldn't slide up. He's going to stay side by side. And the battle for second now finally alternates from its stagnation that we had. Here he goes, down to the bottom, side by side this time. Can he get clear enough to throw the slider? Not quite, I don't think. He's going to have to concede that second position again. Well, no, he's not going to concede it. He's still side by side, going into 1 and 2. Here we go. He's going to run him high into the corner, dive it down low. He's clear. Now, does he slide up? He does. Does the 74 dip down low? Is it a crossover? Is it a crossover? Yes, it's a crossover. There goes the 74 back down to the bottom. What a battle. As more cars make their way down pit road, these two... Oh, there goes the 74. He's making his way down pit road. He decided, all right, John got around me. It's time to pit. That was a smart move by the 74. I think he was waiting for that. I think he knew in his mind ahead of time, hey, as soon as John gets around me, I'm pitting. And he pulled that off, timed it perfect. So he's going to have a little bit fresher tires now than Jonathan Dulaney. Adam Benefiel continues to lead this event. Field Fillers 400 presented by Outcast Sim Paints. And we are back for the Field Filler 400 presented by Outcast Sim Paints. As we have 25 laps to go, and what a time to come back is Brandon... Oh, no, not Brandon Pierce. That's Alex Princeton. Hard into the outside wall, and that is going to be a caution. Man, that was a hard hit, and you saw it all happen right in front of the camera as we rode on board. Take a look at a replay here. That's Alex Princeton in the 19. Dakota Knoll in the number 5. Looks like a little bit of contact from Dakota Knoll, and then up into the outside wall. Cody Bird with a close call. He was able to avoid that by swerving to the outside wall. That was amazing. We go on board with Dakota Knoll. Let's see if there was any contact here. There might not have been. No, sir. There was no contact. Well, okay, there was contact there. But it was contact because the 19 was loose. And I don't think the number 5 had quite enough time to react. So definitely a racing deal there. I think that was just a situation where the tires are getting worn. The number 18 just lost a little bit of grip, and the 5 didn't really have anywhere to go. Once you're committed to your line, you cannot really deviate from it. That car does not like to move, so Dakota Knoll, nowhere to go. Unfortunately, got caught up in that. 19 swerving back up the track after the counter steering there. It's right on board with Cody Bird. This is going to be a camera shot. You can see it all happening right up in front. There's the smoke. Kept his foot in it, rode the outside line, scraped the wall a little bit, but kept it in line. What a move, Cody Bird. That was incredible. To commit to that outside line, can't see a thing through that smoke, and he manages to pull it off. Trying to block one another. Somehow Dulaney maintains the lead. They were all over that tri-oval. I cannot believe what just happened there. Brian Branham, though, he is on the hunt. He wants this win. And he has the car. He is flying right now on these fresh tires. On board with second place, Brian Branham in that Roku machine. That is the difference. Teal blue bumper right there. Actually more like a seafoam green bumper right there. Bumper to bumper, Brian Branham takes the lower corner exit. Kevin Steele up into third. He got around his teammate. So now it's a 3-car battle for the lead. Brian Branham right on the bumper still, going into the corner. They're going to follow each other, tire track for tire track. Brian Branham not relenting. Down to the bottom of the tri-oval. Is he going to get to the quarter panel? No, he moves high again. What does Dulaney do? He goes high and he blocks. Back to the bottom for Dulaney. Up top for Brian Branham. On board with our leader. Now on board with Kevin Steele. 15 laps remaining. And only tenths of a second between the top 5. 74 trying to work that high line. Maybe not working out as well for him as the bottom was. On the bottom of the trial, Jonathan Dulaney extending his lead just a little bit as Kevin Consistency Steele, trying to close that gap on the 74. You can hear Cameron Stone right behind him. He goes. He's going to get into the corner here. He's going to drive it in deep. Trying to make the move for second place. A little bit deeper than the 74. It's a good run out. Not quite enough. That 74 is fast. Unfortunately for the 74, it looks like Jonathan Dulaney's car is starting to come to life a little bit. Now that the tires are Getting a little bit of heat in them, and they're a little bit scuffed up now. That car seems to be really dialed in. He's able to get it right down on the bottom. That high line for the 74 just not quite working out like it was before. As now the 74 is going to dip down low. Does that open the door for Kevin Steele? Not quite. Brian Branham still working that high line to the best of his ability. It's been a great run for Brian Branham all night long. He would love to cap off this night with a win. On the screen right there, there's Adam Benefiel. He got around Kevin Steele for 4th. Adam Benefiel starting in the back of the pack with a 20-lap stint, and now just 17 laps later, all the way up into P4. It's been an impressive rally from that Team Conti driver. You can see the lap times between Benefiel and Dulaney. 3 out of the last 5, benefit goes to Benefiel. Even if it's just by 1,000th of a second on lap 261, he's been faster on 3 out of 5 laps. That car is on rails, but again, running out of time as we're at 2 to go. There's your leader, Jonathan Dulaney, currently sitting at about a 0.9 second lead over Brian Branham. Right there's the number 65, Sean O'Brien Jr. and Brandon Pierce. They're battling it out for position. We're going to go to the 3-wide TV multicam as Jonathan Dulaney is going to take the white flag. Brian Branham in tow. One more clean lap for the young driver. For the avatar himself, Jonathan Dulaney. Coming through 1 and 2, drivers are already congratulating him. He's got half a lap left. Now rounding 3 and 4, it's looking all but certain. Jonathan Dulaney is going to secure his 2nd victory of the season. 2 victories in 3 races, and the one he lost, he couldn't participate in. Jonathan Dulaney, 2 for the season.